The African Democratic Congress presidential candidate Dumebi Kachikwu on Monday reiterated the fact that elite Nigerians do not stay in prisons when they are arrested by security authorities. Kachikwu, while making a statement, mentioned that the anonymous person became a governor. However, he did not reveal the name of this individual. The presidential hopeful said this at the State of the Nation dialogue organized by the Nigerian Bar Association held in Abuja. The discussion focused on security, economy, and administration of justice.
I would like to close by telling you guys this story. Several years ago, I bought a piece of land here in Abuja from someone. A few years later, he became a governor. Several years later, he was sent to jail. I needed to perfect my documents when I wanted to make a sale, and I was looking for him, and they said he was in jail. I got across his family member, and they said, I need to go and see him in jail. He said, oh, he's in the hospital, he's sick. So I went to the hospital, and I found out that this man actually was living in the house of one of the priests who had a residence within the hospital. He was serving out his jail time in that residence. His wife coming to cook for him there, girlfriends coming to visit him, his police, all these there protecting him, the prison warders there protecting him. How? Collusion. Judges, lawyers, law enforcement. That is justice administration in Nigeria. It sees rich and poor. It sees weak and strong.
The candidate, while speaking on the judicial system in Nigeria, criticized it, saying it has failed and has changed for the worse compared to the judicial system in the past. He further urged the Nigerian Bar Association to stand up for the betterment of the country and lead Nigeria into a new dispensation.
Dear President, I come from a family of lawyers. My late father was a federal high court judge. Most family members, lawyers. My father was so proud of the judiciary that driving, he will stop. And when he sees a lawyer wearing black with brown shoes, he'll say, you are disgracing judiciary. The judiciary was so proud of. It's not the judiciary I see today. Rise up, stand up. Don't let Nigeria fail on your watch. Your mandate is popular. Be strong. Lead Nigeria into a new dispensation. Others might have failed. Other professional bodies might not be doing what they need to do. But the NBA still has a popular mandate in Nigeria. Question us. Speak to the truth in our society. Let Nigerians know that we are getting it wrong because we are indeed getting it wrong.
While addressing the attendees, the keynote speaker Amina Mohamed, Deputy Secretary General United Nations, emphasized on the importance of women and youth in the Nigerian political space.
I would like to focus on three main reflections. First, we must recognize the indispensable role that the judiciary and justice play in people's lives, creating a conducive environment for the fulfillment of rights in all dimensions of life. As you know, Nigeria's peace and security challenges are linked to injustice, exclusion, and increasing social inequalities, coupled with impunity for human rights violations and the lack of economic opportunities. It is crucial to ensure the protection of electoral and other institutions related to the administration of justice and to ensure justice is being served. As members of the Bar, you have a key role to play to advance the country's aspiration towards the 2030 agenda. Second, society must be inclusive. All too often, women and youth remain left behind. Equal participation in politics is crucial for gender equality, yet the number of women vying for political offices has been in decline. Nigerian women constitute only 3.6% of the national parliament, and none are 35 or younger. My appeal is to prioritize gender equality, women's rights, and increase the number of women in government. In addition, the Nigerian population is young and talented, yet they're not heard. Some 70% of Nigeria is under the age of 30. Yet they are also underrepresented and often not included as active participants in decision-making. My sincere hope is that this can be turned around to build a more inclusive, equal and just society where we embrace the best of our traditions with open minds and build the trust that will allow us to move towards a better future together. Third, we need to build strong institutions. Institutions are key to advancing equality and inclusion. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has made great strides in improving the transparency, accountability and credibility of Nigeria's electoral process. The increase in the number of registered voters from 84 million to 93 million is encouraging and suggests that Nigerians are enthusiastic about the electoral process. However, we continue to witness attacks against the institution, fake news, hate speech based on religious and ethnic identities, violence against candidates, as well as INEC's facilities and staff since the political campaigns began. In this context, the importance of this forum cannot be underestimated. It is a platform for you, Nigeria's legal professionals, to discuss your role in managing any conflict or tensions that may arise from the election process and its outcomes. I'm certain that you will remain impartial arbiters in the discharge of your functions, ensuring fair and just adjudication of all electoral matters. And I trust that you will avoid any actions that would undermine the independence or ability of the judiciary to fulfill its role as defined by the Constitution. The United Nations continues to be committed to accompanying Nigeria on this journey.
The president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Yakubu Mekiao, while giving his remarks, said lawyers, consistent with their duty to people, they cannot let the nation to be misled.
Professor Goa, a jurist that we all know, also said, lawyers, they need commercial, corporation, and property lawyers if they are to achieve an economic takeoff. They need bilingual, international, comparative, and constitutional lawyers if they are to survive as states and to enter into large unions with Pan-Africa sentiment and economic development demand. They need courageous lawyers with the highest ethical standards if the atrophy of the rule of law and of personal and academic freedom and the corrosive growth of corruption, nepotism, and elitism are to be arrested. And if military and police power is to be kept within bounds. Most of all, perhaps they need constitutional lawyers sophisticated in other disciplines if they are to find a viable substitute for the Westminster parliamentary democracy. On his part, Professor Olakule Orojo opined thus: the Nigerian legal practitioner, as in other developing countries, bears a much heavier responsibility to his society than his counterpart in a highly developed country. In the first place, the Nigerian legal practitioner has to face not only the problems of the developing society, but also many of those of the developed one into which Nigeria is moving at a hectic rate. The present rate of change in every facet of life could not have been foreseen. Secondly, he is one among the very few privileged people in an environment where the vast majority are not only illiterate, but also ignorant, superstitious, and poor. His social and traditional environment clogs him, and he requires to make a great effort not only to break.
Among the members of the NBA present at the event, other presidential candidates present include Prince Malik Ado Ibrahim, YPP, Omoyele Sowore, Adebayo Adewale, SDP, Daniel Nwayahu, ZLP, among others.